Hi, I'm Kedar Ahmed, and you're watching RPTV. Regent Park is a community in the heart of Toronto that is redefining what it means to build a better future. In this video, we showcase a pivotal moment in Regent Park's transformation as Toronto Community Housing unveils its newest addition, 175 Oak Street. Join us as we explore the latest chapter in the Regent Park revitalization.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here at 175 Oak Street here in Regent Park. I'm Sean Baird. I'm the president of Toronto Community Housing Corporation and pleased to welcome you all here. I'm going to start with a couple of acknowledgements to acknowledge the land that we work on and the people that we serve. So we acknowledge that Toronto Community Housing is on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and we are all treaty people. Though I am not a person of African descent, I am committed to continually acting in support of and in solidarity with Black communities seeking freedom and reparative justice in light of the history and ongoing legacy of slavery that continues to impact Black communities in Canada. As part of this commitment, I would also like to acknowledge that not all people came to these lands as migrants and settlers. Specifically, I wish to acknowledge those who came here involuntarily, particularly those brought to these lands as a result of the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. In support of Toronto Community Housing's ongoing efforts to confront anti-Black racism, I pay tribute to those ancestors of African origin and descent. So once again, thank you so much to everybody for being here with us at 175 Oak Street. We're excited to have you here to celebrate a really important milestone in the delivery of the revitalization of the entire community right here in Regent Park. And just a couple of days before the National Housing Day, so really an exciting milestone for us here. On behalf of Toronto Community Housing and our tenants and our staff, I want to extend a particular thank you to all of our guests that have joined us here today. So I want to thank Mayor Olivia Chow for being here and speaking with us, MPP Kristen Wong-Tam, Councillor Chris Moyes for joining us. And I also want to acknowledge our partners and the folks that we work with every day to make buildings like this become a reality. So thanks very much to Abby Bond, the Executive Director of the Housing Secretariat at the City of Toronto, for being here with us. Thanks very much to our development and construction partners. We've got Elmira Yousefi from Raw Design here with us. We have Bernard Sim and Michael Tanton from Raphael and Begoskis Architects here with us that worked directly on this building as well. So thanks very much to each of you. And I want to say a very special thank you to the folks at the Daniels Corporation as well. This is the 14th building that we've worked on together with Daniels, and the last building that we are working together on that will deliver affordable housing through the Toronto Community Housing model. Huge appreciation for the work that Daniels has done and the commitment they've had to work together with the community, the tenants, and the residents here in Regent Park to deliver just an incredible transformation of this community. And so I really appreciate that. And we've got Hila Omar Kyle here, who's going to speak a little bit later from Daniels as well. Toronto Community Housing is the largest affordable housing provider in Canada. Largest one in Toronto, largest one across the entire country. Really important part of our work is providing affordable housing through buildings just like this one right here at 175 Oak Street. But while we have over 100,000 people living in Toronto Community Housing, it's important to note that there's still almost that many people on the wait list seeking additional access to affordable housing. And so it's really important that we focus on new opportunities and new builds just like this building here, where we can continue to expand the capacity to deliver affordable housing across the city and across the country. 175 Oak Street is a flagship accomplishment for us here at Toronto Community Housing and the final rental building in phase 3 of Regent Park. This building really embodies our commitment to creating high quality, affordable homes for tenants and transforming neighborhoods across the city. It also showcases what collaborative partnerships with developers can do to help them meet the needs for new affordable housing across our city. This building has really been designed with families in mind. 175 Oak Street offers several notable smart building features in the way it's been designed around sustainability and around accessibility. You're going to see more of those as we go through the tour today and from some of our subject matter experts that will be speaking after the tour. Every element of this building has been created with the idea of providing a warm, comfortable, and inviting environment for families to return home to and to welcome new families that are going to join Regent Park in our neighborhood here. It also incorporates feedback that has been heard and learned from tenant communities, members and partners, showcasing how meaningful collaboration amongst TCHC, the city, our development partners, and tenant communities can build vibrant and supportive communities. So with that, I'd like to welcome the first of our speakers, Mayor Olivia Chow, to say a few words.
Thank you, Sean. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, good afternoon. It's wonderful to be here, joining in the grand opening, this smart building that TCHC is building, and together, joined by Daniels Corporation, as you heard, MPP Kristen Wong Tam, our local councillor, great representative Chris Moyes, all of us here, and with some neighbors. A lot of the buildings in TCH are not new. In fact, it's getting a bit old. And I've heard from some of the residents who say, hey, when it gets to the summer, it gets really hot. Occasionally you can put in a, air conditioned unit, but not this area, but other buildings have baseboard heat, electric heat, which costs quite a lot of money to heat, right? The hydro bill is high. In this new building, there is a smart cooling, energy efficient center, which means it will get cool and it will be heated appropriately. And thank you for designing it that way. That's how it should be done. And also, it's going to be mixed income, a total of 213 units, and 24 of them are now up for rent. So those of you that want to rent a decent home, tell TCH now, so that you can get in on this beautiful building. This building is not just about a home, it's about a community. It's about building a home for everyone. 41 of the units are going to be totally accessible, which is great, meaning that it's higher than the Ontario Building Code. So that if you are in a wheelchair or you're getting older, that you need some kind of accessibility in order to get to different places, 41 of the units are going to be that way. And, well, because his family have children and they need a place to play basketball or play indoors something, or ballet or yoga or gym or whatever it might be, well, there's 2 basketball size of indoor and outdoor amenity space. That's 9,500 square feet. I just think of 2 basketball size. That's a good size. Yeah. and people would like to meet with each other. There could be a kitchen where they could cook together, eat together. Wouldn't that be nice as a community, right? So there is a basketball size community space. That's 4,800 square feet. So people could come together and connect with each other. But one thing that is most smart about the building that I want to appreciate and celebrate is the cooling and the heating. So this is a building for the future where the kids can learn about how you can harness different kind of energy, and that it can still be affordable. It is smart, it is green, it's complete neighborhood, and it's a partnership between public and private. That's what precious about it. Quite a few years ago, when this whole area being revitalized, some of the residents don't believe that they would get a chance to come back over, because they're saying, you're going to take away my house. I've lived here for quite a while. You're rebuilding. Are you sure we can get back here? Yes. This is a replacement unit. How many of them? They are 189 replacement units, so they can move back into the neighborhood. The kids can grow up here and they can show off their, what do you call it, the smart satellite energy plant. And also help build the neighborhood. And this is the way of the future: cooperation, partnership, complete neighborhood, accessible for everyone. So I can't wait to come back and meet the new tenants' family and maybe play a game of something, basketball maybe, soccer, something with some of the kids, and lose, of course. Thank you for being here.
Thanks very much, Madam Mayor. We appreciate your words of support and being here and supporting Regent Park during this time. Next, I'm going to ask MPP Kristen Wong-Tam to come up and speak.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I recognize it is a bit of a chilly day, but I am feeling so warm that I had to take off my jacket. And it's because of the words of the mayor and Sean and the great project that we are standing in front of. This is quite the accomplishment. I have been walking through this neighborhood for years, and watching this transformation take place has been incredibly heartwarming. It has uplifted my spirit and given me so much hope about the future of this city. The very best of Regent Park is represented right here. This particular partnership between TCHC and Daniels in bringing high quality, world-class homes back to our tenants is something that should be celebrated and replicated, not just across Toronto, but right across Ontario, and I would say across the province. We have stumbled onto a particular magical formula that just gets better and better with time. I am so incredibly proud to have been a former resident of TCHC and Regent Park. My family came here in 1975, and this neighborhood was the first neighborhood to welcome us. I learned to speak English at Spruce Court Public School up the street, and I walked these streets as a young child. It would have never, ever occurred to me that the transformation of Regent would be so complete. The fact that government cared so deeply about their residents that they were willing to spend millions of dollars investing in a community over 69 acres to reinvent it one more time. And I know that every single time it has gotten better. I want to say thank you to every single person involved with this project. And I know that this project has passed through many hands through the years. I know that we are not finished with Regent Park. We still have to complete 4 and 5, and every single time it's going to get better. I want to say thank you to the residents, to the remarkable community who lives in Regent Park, who invests and chose to be in Regent Park. I know you're raising your families here, and I know that the hope that you have for your children is the same hope that my parents had for me when they chose Regent back in the 1970s. And so we're only going to do better for you. We're going to make this commitment to you one more time, that we will, the City of Toronto, with the province of Ontario, got to get Mr. Premier Ford to the table to spend more money on housing, and working with our federal partners, make sure we replicate this magic across the city. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much, MVP Wong-Tam. Really appreciate your words. You mentioned that this is a world-class building, and I just want to share with you as well that since I've joined Toronto Community Housing, people point out to me that Regent Park is a world-class example of community revitalization. We're hosting, the City of Toronto is hosting a conference that will bring together housing providers from across the country and internationally in February of next year. And they've asked to come and visit Regent Park to learn more about the incredible work being done here and how it can be an example for community revitalization that can be done across the country and around the world. So I think we should be really proud of the incredible work that's being done here. All right, next I'd like to invite up our local councillor, Chris Moyes, to the podium.
Thank you and good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here. It's an honor to join you today as we celebrate the unveiling of 175 Oak Street in the ongoing revitalization of Regent Park. This building represents progress, community, and opportunity for the families who will soon call it home. I want to recognize the hard work and dedication of Toronto Community Housing, the Daniel Spectrums Corporations, and the many partners and stakeholders who have made this day possible. Thank you to the residents and community leaders who continue to shape Regent Park into the vibrant neighborhood it is today. 175 Oak Street is a shining example of what we can accomplish together. This 15-story development offers 213 homes, 189 rent-get-to-income units, and 24 affordable rentals units, providing stability for hundreds of families. This building also sets new accessibility standards, with 20% of its units meeting or exceeding Ontario Building Code requirements. Shared amenities like gardens, family rooms, and study areas will help foster connections and strengthen the community. Our commitment to Regent Park is unwavering. Replacing all 2,083 rent-get-to-income units remains our top priority. This promise is the foundation of the revitalization project and guides every phase of our work. Looking forward, affordable housing, including new RGI units, will remain at the core of phases 4 and 5. The first development in phase 4, located near the Fred Victor building, will include housing aligned with the city's affordability standards. Expanding affordability, however, depends on additional funding from all levels of government, including the provincial and federal partners. Every building approval process includes a report back to City Council to maintain public trust. Toronto Community Housing must demonstrate how deeply affordable units can be before proceeding. This ensures transparency and accountability throughout the project. 175 Oak Street is a testament to sustainable development, built to Toronto green standards. It features energy-efficient systems, green roofs, and bird-friendly designs. As part of Regent Park's district energy system, this building demonstrates how housing can both affordable and environmentally responsible. As we continue with Tridel and other partners in phases 4 and 5, we remain committed to building a cohesive, inclusive neighborhood where everyone belongs. 175 Oak Street represents what is possible when we prioritize equity and collaboration with the families moving in. Welcome home. This space is your space to thrive, connect, and build your future. Thank you to everyone who made this day a reality. Together, we're building a Toronto that works for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councillor, and thanks to all of our elected officials for being here today and sharing their thoughts with us. I can tell you that I've met with all of these folks at various events throughout Regent Park, not just today, but every day as we work through the hard work of bringing for more affordable homes right here in Regent Park. So I hope you're excited. We're going to get on with the tour here just shortly. I know it's a little chilly, so it'll be nice to get inside. Before we can do that, we run a tight ship. Nobody gets inside until you get your safety briefing, so someone's going to come up and do that. Okay, come on up.
Welcome everyone. So as Sean said, we will be going on a tour. As long as you have your boots, your hard hat, and you've signed a waiver, we can enter the building. If you haven't done that, if you can head over to the registration table and someone there from either the Daniels team or the TCHC team can help you out. Other than that, if we can all stick together, don't try not to wander off, and we'll. I know it's tempting, and we'll have a great time. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Welcome, thank you everyone. Great to have you all here today. My name is Peter Zimmerman. I'm a director in the development division at Toronto Community Housing. And I have the honor of being part of this team that worked on this building and is working on the revitalization of Regent Park. So we're really, really proud and really pleased that you could join us today. In the opening remarks, you heard about how we work with tenants in the community, how we have used the insight that we've gotten from our tenants to help us design the buildings that we build in Regent Park. And the space that we're in here today, right now, is a testament to that engagement and how we listen to and work with tenants in our community. This is one of a number of community spaces in this building. It's a family room. It's meant to be a place for kids and parents to gather, to enjoy television, working games. There's cubbies for kids to hang their coats, just to hang out in a visible place that's a part of the building, and it kind of expresses the welcomeness that we're trying to include in all of our projects. We're going to go on and go up into the building and see some of the other amenity spaces that we've also built as a part of this project. Again, it's all a testament to the input that we received from our tenants, and it's how our housing is different from anybody else's housing that's out there in the city. We really work hard to make spaces that work for families and children. We're working hard to include lots of features that speak to the community. So for instance, a lot of the furniture that you'll see, these are trees that were taken down to build this building. They're made out of wood that we reclaimed. And a lot of the furnishings that you'll see in the project are made out of wood that was harvested from Regent Park. And again, it's it's something that we're really excited about and really proud of. And it's also about the dedication of the team that has been working on the project. So I think that's it. We're going to be going up and taking a look at some of the accessible units in a couple of minutes on the 4th floor. Issues that we incorporate into all of our new buildings, and we actually build to a higher standard than you would see in a typical condominium. So for instance, all the cabinetry here is made out of plywood rather than particle board, because we really want things to be durable and to last for a long time. All of the cupboards, and this is, we have 2 full bathrooms here.
2 full bathrooms?
2 full bathrooms.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How high is the ceiling?
These are 9-foot ceilings with 8-foot bulkhead. So this is consistent with what you would see in any kind of a private market building.
What's the square footage?
Of this 3-bedroom, it's a little over 1,000 square feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, all of the cupboards have pull-down shelving, so they're accessible.
Yeah, I want to see that again.
Oh, you want to see that again? These are things like our ovens, or we'll have side opening doors, and a shelf, so that when we take out whatever in the oven and put it on the shelf.
Is this a gas stove? No, it's electric.
It's all electric, yeah. And you'll notice all of the switching in the suite is at a low level. So everything is here. And all of this has been designed in consultation with with Regent Park and TCH tenants.
Even the ramp to get out to the balcony, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, very.
Absolutely, key feature, and
I think
it's
it's
something that we heard from our
Yeah.
tenants, and it is actually a really. As we say this word, the door swings open.
That's amazing.
It's a really hard feature to build in.
Yeah.
To get that right, because we still have to have a bit of a lip there.
Yeah.
Really, it's like, it looks simple, but it's actually really complicated to build that stuff in. And all gets planned in at the front end of the project.
Something that people don't really always realize is more than half of the families that live in Toronto community housing have at least one person in their household that identifies with a disability, right? So more so, I think, than any other housing provider, accessibility has to be key for us.
Nice meeting you. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I love the natural light and the high ceilings. It's really. When are you moving in? It's lovely.
It's really.
Yeah. Storage. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
Job well done.
Thanks, guys.
The new residents will be very happy.
First of all, I just wanted to thank you all for joining us for this special preview of 175 Oak Street, TCHC's soon-to-be newest rental building. We're excited to have the opportunity to share this almost done building with you today. It's especially great to be in this multi-purpose room, which is designed to be the heart of the building and bring people together. This room, like I said, is the last stop on our tour and was designed to be divided into many different rooms. You can see the dividing walls throughout the space for those who will live here so that it can function and change with their needs. It includes a kitchenette, an amenity space, a study room, a lounge, a meeting room, and it provides lots of opportunities for everything from social gathering to dedicated study, relaxation spaces, and then of course the outdoor amenities, which you can see behind me, which provides children play areas, gardening, as well as areas to gather. All thoughtfully designed to connect residents with each other and with the larger community. This building is really a testament to the powerful results that can come from TCHC's approach to revitalization, which is grounded in a strong public-private partnership, which furthers TCHC's goals as a city builder and a housing provider. In particular, our award-winning partnership with the Daniels Corporation has shaped Regent Park, its transformation to date, and a stroll through the neighborhood reveals the strength of this collaboration and the positive impacts of community-oriented development. TCHC's revitalization approach goes beyond replacing aging housing. It's about creating healthy, livable communities that offer a spectrum of housing options and amenities that enhance the quality of life for residents. In addition to rebuilding and renewing social housing units, TCHC is also creating opportunities for tenants through scholarships, job skills, training, employment, and arts and culture initiatives. Our revitalizations require strategic planning, collaboration with the city and with our developer partners, and support and input from tenants and the wider community, and creative problem solving to ensure that we're building great communities, not just great structures. I have to say that today is a very exciting day for us. I'm incredibly proud to bring you into this building today and to have the team that brought it to life be here to show you through. I also want to extend my gratitude to our tenants and the community for their engagement and patience throughout the revitalization process. And finally, thank you to our dedicated partners, the Daniels Corporation and the architects behind the design, Raw Design, and Raphael Bagauskas. So I'm going to ask Hila Omakal to come up here and say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hila Omarkale. I'm Vice President of Social Impact at the Daniels Corporation. I'm really thrilled to be here today on behalf of our entire team at Daniels. Unfortunately, our President and CEO, Mitchell Cohen, and our Chief Development Officer, Jake Cohen, couldn't be here with us today. They do extend their regrets and their thanks for inviting us to celebrate with you all here today. Now, as the newest building in the internationally recognized revitalization of Regent Park, 175 Oak Street represents a compelling example of the all-hands-on-deck approach called for by National Housing Day. Our partnership with Toronto Community Housing, alongside local residents who are here today, as well as partners in the community and in government, demonstrates the power of collaboration in addressing the urgent need for new affordable housing. This collective effort is key to making a lasting impact. In fact, Mayor Chow declared this just yesterday, that partnerships are the key innovation needed to build more affordable housing. Designed with families in mind, as we can see and feel all around us, and focused on accessibility, inclusion, and environmental sustainability, all of us at Daniels are honored to be TCHC's partner as the development and construction manager of 175 Oak Street. I'd like to take a quick moment to acknowledge our Daniels construction team in particular, including Brian Merkley, Daniela Fiore, Alessandra Giuliani, Steve Langdon, Andrew Marson, Nick Lagozo, and so many others who have worked diligently alongside the dedicated TCHC team, the consultants, our contractors, to bring the vision for this building to life. And they've done a fabulous job walking through it today. There's already a lot of life in this building, and it'll be really amazing to see the energy and the enthusiasm and the warmth that residents bring to it. In the context of a decades-long revitalization of an existing community, we often describe construction as the easy part. I know I may have been guilty of saying that once or twice before, but we all know that construction is far from easy. The expertise, the problem solving, Jessica, you mentioned it too, and the commitment to quality that our talented team brings to every project is what makes it look seamless. Ultimately, we are a team that loves what we do because we believe in the power of creating homes and communities where people will truly love where they live. Now, as we get close to the new year, we are excited to welcome residents to their new homes here, a high quality and inclusive buildings where both individuals and families can grow and thrive. The completion of this TCHC building is the final one that we'll be doing together in phase 3 of the Regent Park revitalization, which marks a significant milestone in our 18-year journey as TCHC's development partner. And because Sean said it earlier, I'm going to give myself permission to say it too. It is a bittersweet moment for all of us at Daniels. While we will be building together just up the street on Dundas Street, this is our final TCHC residential building. We are incredibly proud of the work that we have accomplished alongside TCHC, alongside local residents, alongside the city and local councillors and the MPP and all levels of government to really bring what was the residents' vision for Regent Park to reality. We know that revitalization isn't easy, particularly the moving out and the moving back in, but one of those sweet moments is coming up as residents move back into this community. And so we're really excited to celebrate both National Housing Day with all of you and the sneak preview of what will hopefully be a very joyous home for 213 families come the new year. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Hila. You ended on a great point because the next person I'm going to introduce to come up today is actually a tenant that is going to be returning to our building. So I'm really excited to introduce Ibna Chowdhury. Come and sing.
I'm very short. Perfect. Thank you so much. My name is Ibna and I'm one of the future tenants at this building. The first thing I want to say is thank you for everyone who's here. Every single person that's here has put so much effort into this building and it looks amazing. You can see each and every detail. I can see my sister playing. There's so much potential in this building. So first and foremost, thank you for TCHC. Thank you for Daniels. Thank you for everyone who has put so much effort into this building. I have lived in Regent Park for 23 years old. This isn't just a place for me. This is a place where I have grown, I have learned, where I have created countless memories for my family. Many of us, when we first started this journey, remember the first building that was broken down, especially in phase 1. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what our journey is going to look like. We didn't know what our community is going to look like. But here we are. The building itself is speaking for it. We are here because of change. Regent Park itself is not more than just buildings. It is about the community that has grown stronger because of the change. These changes have brought many opportunities. We have new buildings, we have new community spaces, and this community space can allow people to grow. This community space can allow people to connect, and this building is a primary example of what happens when people come together. It will allow us to meet as old neighbors, create new friendships. None of this would have been possible without TCHC and all of their partnership. So Tridel and their current partnership of Daniels. Despite ending this partnership, we are going to continue to build new ones. And as a single member of this community, again, thank you. That's all we have to say. I also want to give a strong tongue twister. I want to also recognize the revitalization team, the engagement team, because they have been a bridge between our community and the changes we have seen. They don't just listen to our voices, they amplify it. They ensure that all our concerns, all our feedback, all the needs that we have are at the heart of every decision. So as we continue to make changes and create new memories, I can confidently say that Regent Park isn't just a neighborhood, it is our home, a place for growth, resilience, and a hope for the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Edna. I really appreciate your words. So next, I'm going to introduce another new resident who's going to be moving into this building, Julie Chaudhary. Where's Julie? Oh, there you are, right there. If you could come up and say a couple words. Thank you.
Hello everyone, how are you? Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I always get nervous in front of people because I know all eyes are watching me. But I don't have a script ready because I feel like I speak better when I am talking from my heart. So, I've been in Regent Park almost since this project started, even before this project started, since 2001. I seen the first building coming down. So that was a moment that changed everything, because old Regent Park had a really bad reputation, and people would not want to come here. But now Regent Park has become one of the places that people all over Canada knows about and wants to live here, right? So this has become completely changed through the revitalization. I'm a resident of Regent Park. I'm also a part of the TCHC community team. They're giving me so much. I learned so much about the things that are happening in the community, things that I could do for the community, things that I could do for my family, for my neighbor. I have learned so much through this revitalization and especially with the TCHC revitalization. I want to give shout out to Teresa. She's been extraordinary throughout this whole process. Esha, Jesse. I just want to help thank them for the opportunity they gave me to work on my community, work with TCHC, learn so much about my community that I pretty much grown up in. So this project is a part of my heart, because not only just I grew up in this community, I got married in this community, and then I have a kid who's almost 10 years old. So it's like a generation to generation passing, living in this community. So it's not just a community, it's a home, my home away from home, right? This community. So, and the building is been something that we've been waiting for, I don't know, since we moved in here, and since the revitalization started, since the first moment when we heard that this is going to be turned into something that not only the whole Canada, the whole world to look forward to, right? Something that everybody would be proud of, not just the community, but the whole Canada, right? So I know I have people that don't live in this city, that are coming from Montreal. They talk about this project this is something so international that at one point it was used to be talked about how this community is the worst community to come in. People would be scared to come in, but now it's an example of all the community. People follow Regent Park like the thing that happened in Regent Park, other community follow the suit, right? So this is like such a big change that I seen from the beginning to end. It's just like, I feel proud to be part of this community, before, I would just like, because of the reputation, it was to be like, hey, you live in Regent Park, like, but now like, you live in Regent Park, nobody wants to live this place, everybody wants to come here, right? So this is like, especially moving into the brand new building, like something we're waiting for so long, like it's a dream come true for us, right? So I also want to talk about like how social housing is so important. I think government needs to sit down and talk about like building more social housing, because it's not just us. I talked to many people who are waiting for affordable places that they could move into, because it's hard for them to live today by with all the expense that are like going up to the roof in Toronto. So like building this kind of building throughout Regent Park and in Toronto, I think it's like a project that government really need to take it to heart and then listen to the people, because I have talked to multiple people in this community who wants whatever happening in Regent Park, like the opportunity people getting in Regent Park, to get it for everybody to get that opportunity. So I hope like TCHC and TCHC and people in the government will work together to build more units, so other people can have the same opportunity that we're getting. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie. And I want to say too that we really look forward to early next year, around March-ish, hopefully, fingers crossed, to be able to pass keys on and really have you come in and live in the building, because I think that's going to be an even more exciting day than today. So next I'm going to ask Elmira Yousefi to come up from Raw Design, who's going to share a couple words about the design of the building. Raw Design is the architect.
Good afternoon. What are height differences today?
I should invite the same height.
My name is Elmira Yousefi. I'm a partner at Raw Design, and accompanying me is Carson Leesburg, which is the project architect for this project here. And our director, Roland Rumkalto, sends his regrets, but is with us in spirit. We are thrilled to be here today as we celebrate another exciting milestone in the revitalization of this incredible community. Raw is proud to have had the opportunity to design this building, our second project with TCHC. And with every project, we learn, we grow, and this building reflects those lessons that we've learned, most recently at our 110 River project. We work hard to create a home that is not only functional, but truly welcoming for its future residents. One of the things we're most proud of is how we've incorporated enhanced accessibility features throughout the building. These improvements were shaped by thoughtful conversations with TCHC staff, and we're confident that they'll make a real difference in the lives of the people who will call this place home. This project also came with some unique design opportunities. This building had to connect seamlessly with a new living lane to the south, while creating vibrant multi-story street-facing units and transitioning into a terraced form that led up to an upper-level communal area, which we are at. To tie it all together, we embrace the idea of a sinuous line, a design element that flows through these spaces and draws the eye all the way up to the roofline. And there's more to celebrate about this site. It's home to a new district energy plant, a key piece of sustainable infrastructure that will support future phases of Regent Park. This addition speaks to the thoughtful planning and innovative spirit that defines this entire revitalization effort. And finally, Raw is honored to have worked alongside the Daniels Corporation on this important project. We hope this new building will provide its residents a joyful home and give them a sense of belonging and connection here. Thank you to everyone for playing a part in bringing this project to life, and thank you for having us to mark this special day. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Amir. So next I'm going to ask Robert Boyd to come up. Robert is going to talk about some of the accessibility features associated with this building. Robert's a senior construction manager with Toronto Community Housing.
Am I good? Hi, welcome. My name is Robert Boyd. I'm the senior construction manager in TCHC for Regent Park. and I've been asked to say a few words about the accessibility features in the building. It's a tough job because there's so many of them. We work really, really hard in Regent Park with our development partners, and all of our designers, architects, interior designers, and so on, to make the building as accessible as possible. Most importantly, we work with the residents, and through that work, we believe that we've made a building that is hyper accessible. You went on a tour of one of our fully accessible units, so you'll have seen many of the features that are in that unit. And as you walk through the building, undoubtedly you notice a lot of the other features as well. Many of them have a blue wheelchair logo on them, but there are literally hundreds of other little details that we paid attention to in the design of this building that aren't visible necessarily to the untrained eye, but that do make a huge, having a huge impact on the people who have various kinds of mobility or other accessibility challenges. There's not enough time, nearly enough time to go through all of them. So I will tell you instead a little story. It's one of my favorite stories from the revitalization of Regent Park. It happened in that building over there. In late 2019, we started moving tenants into it. And I saw one of the first people who moved into it. It was a woman confined to a wheelchair, and we gave her a tour of her unit. And as we went through and showed her all of the accessibility features, she had the reaction that took me completely by surprise. She had tears running down her face, and I asked her what was the matter. And she explained that these weren't tears of disappointment or sadness, that these were tears of joy. And it was in that moment, more than perhaps any other in my experience in Regent Park, that I understood just how impactful it is what we do, and not just for people with accessibility challenges, but for the community in general. So, for the people who designed and built this building, don't be surprised if there are a few tears. Thank you.
I should just move around. You don't need to adjust for me. I'm quick in here. So next I'm going to ask William Mendes to come up. William has been leading the engagement pieces associated with this.
Okay, yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So, one of the most unique things about Regent Park is if you want to experience the world, you just have to come to Regent Park, because everyone from all walks of life make Regent Park home. And this room today that we're in is an extension of everyone's home who will live in this building. And it's actually decorated with some very unique artwork sprinkled across the room by people who are going to be living here. And it's a very nice touch to start energizing the space. Even like Robert was talking about accessibility features, some of our wayfinding signs were actually designed by a tenant of TCHC that lives in Regent Park. This is one of the many ways that we've engaged community, and we continuously strive to do so. I want to also just thank Daniels Corporation, the community and partners that have worked over the years to come together and make real opportunities happen for people. We care about quality homes. We also care about the social and economic transformation of our communities. And together in partnership, we've been able to put through hundreds of people into quality training opportunities, employment opportunities, give out scholarships. Some of the flagship programs that have come to Regent Park residents are the Moving Towards Opportunities program and the craft program, which helps people get into the construction trades. And those are very special opportunities because residents of Regent Park not only got to get jobs, but they also got to help design and construct the buildings, the homes of people living here. I'm happy to answer any other questions that you may have. And also the artwork, Ibna and Julie, the residents that spoke earlier, their families were also involved in this. So if you want to get a little bit more detail into how the artwork came to be, that's in this room, please connect with them. Thank you.
Thanks, Will, and thanks everybody for being here today. So I can say that this closes kind of the quick snap fire, maybe a little snap fire, but the quick presentations that we wanted to give you in our area experts today. So I can say, as in my role as Chief Development Officer at Toronto Community Housing, I'm very lucky to work with all the people that you've met today. So I'm really glad that you've got an opportunity to meet everybody and just meet some of the expertise that I get to experience on a day-to-day basis. So I want to thank everybody for coming today. We can't wait to welcome tenants to their new homes at 175 Oak Street in the new year. And I look forward to seeing this new piece of Regent Park community flourish and become a vibrant part of what's already here today. That concludes the formal presentations. I want to invite people, if they would like to have a conversation with some of the people that are here today. There's really informal conversations can be had, and we welcome those. So thank you very much.
After the tour, RPTV had a conversation with TCHC staff and some residents as well, who were going to be housed in this new TCHC property in the new year.
And Regent Park is an incredible example of fostering inclusion and community economic development. You know, Regent Park is one of the oldest and largest social housing properties in all of Canada. But you know, in the past, it was all community housing, right? It wasn't open to the rest of the city. And so what the revitalization has done, and specifically 175 Oak Street and this final building in the phase, is, you know, now we're creating mixed income communities, right? We're partnering with a developer, Daniels Corporation, to provide homes that people can purchase as condominiums, but also homes that people can live in through social housing and pay rent geared to income, right? In the traditional way that they would have in any other social housing setting, but now in a way that's mixed across the community and in one neighborhood, so that people can live together side by side. And you know, whether you've purchased a condominium or living in an RGI unit, your building and your home looks exactly the same, right? So that's a really important accomplishment for us at TCHC. We worked closely with tenants throughout this entire program of revitalization. Tenants have been involved in discussions about what relocation will look like for them and for their neighbors. They've been involved in the design of these buildings and the kinds of amenity spaces like the ones that we're standing in right now that will work best for them. And we have made a commitment since the beginning to ensure that anyone leaving a building in Regent Park because of the revitalization has the opportunity to return to one of our brand new buildings just like this one. So, you know, if you come back and join us again kind of in early 2025, that's the most exciting time when we're inviting existing families who have moved out for a time to come back and come back to their homes here in Regent Park. But because we're growing, it's also an opportunity to invite new neighbors and folks that haven't lived in Regent Park before to move into the community. So, you know, we're committed to, number one, making sure that we always replace any units that have been taken down that are rent geared to income. We always do all of that. And then we add additional affordable rental units on top of that so that we can welcome more residents into Regent Park. And the reality is we don't build community housing the old way anymore, right? And neither does anyone else. No community housing providers are going out and building developments and buildings that are 100% rent geared to income. It's very important to build a mixed income community, and exactly that, so that you can deal with the stigma that you know has historically been attached to living in social housing, by having that housing just operate side by side with market housing across the city. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here in Regent Park, and in other revitalization sites that we're looking at across the city as well. You know, we as Toronto Community Housing, and even with government partners, would never have been able to invest at the level that is necessary to completely redevelop Regent Park in this way. And so by partnering with the private sector and Daniels Corporation in particular, we were able to bring to this neighborhood the replacement of community housing, but also the introduction of market housing into the neighborhood as well. And then other amenities too, like just the nice thing about having a grocery store, a convenience store, a Tim Hortons around the corner that you can go to. Remember, Regent Park didn't have those things historically. So by creating these mixed communities and by partnering with the private sector in the way that we have, we've really opened up this space to so many more homes and so many more families, and really interconnected it with the rest of the city. Yeah, so Toronto Community Housing has a number of other revitalization projects underway, including the continuing work here at Regent to build north of Oak Street, which is our Regent Park Phase 4 and 5. And we're going to be working together with Tridel as our new development partner in those areas, but we'll still be working with the same goals, right? To create mixed income communities where our tenants can return to their rent geared to income homes, but where there are also opportunities for people to move into Regent Park into market units as well. So we're going to continue using the same plan that we've operated here for the first 3 phases of Regent.
My name is Ibna Chaudhary. I have been born into Regent Park, so I've been here for 23 years, and I'm really excited about this change because it's new for me. So I'm gonna get my own room. Each of my family's gonna get their room. I'm gonna have such a great space. So it feels like home to me. So this building is the start of new change.
Hi, my name is Julie, also last name as Chaudhary. I've been living in this community since 2000, so it's been a while now before the revitalization started. I was a high school kid at that time, now I've grown up, married, have 10 years old kids, so it feels like, pretty much brought up here since the young age. And moving to a new building was a dream come true because we've been waiting for so long, right? It's like,
Can you tell me where you were waiting after you were moved out here? What happened during that period?
We didn't really move out. We're staying in the same place that we moved in the first place. I mean, she was born into it, but I moved in here in 2000 and I've been living in the same building since then. And then now revitalization started and we're gonna get our own place soon, like a new place soon, but we had to wait for a while because the process took a little bit longer, but it's here and I'm excited, right? So moving from an old building where we'll be living like almost 20 years now, more than 20 years. So it's like it's like something different, like you're moving to a new house, right? So it feels like you're moving to somewhere new and newer building, even though you're in the same neighborhood. So it's just a different feeling. Like it's hard to explain how you feel, right?
Our old building right now, we only have 3 floors, so we all walk the stairs, we come down. Simple as seeing the elevator every single day. For us, we don't have that because we actually live in the same building, and like seeing we have these spaces, the garden space. In our old building, we don't have that because we already know that's going to be demolished. Simple things like the heat, those little aspects, we have to deal with it. But this building, as you heard, there's so many more benefits on the technology, the gardens. That is something we're looking forward to. And especially her kid, my sister, our families are really interested. And it's going to get our communities to involve. Our families going to be connected, the neighbors going to come together, some new friendships are going to be created.
Yeah, because pretty much everybody who's, like most of the people who's going to be moving in is going to be our neighbor, right? So we probably would know most of them because we're living in the same community for a while.
Many of the older residents speak of the kind of community feeling that was here before the revitalization. How do you feel about that now that you're going to be taking this step into a new reality?
For me, I know what the feeling was because I remember vividly how we used to be. It was different than how it is, and now with COVID, it would definitely change. But this is the first step going back to because now we still have more diversity. Now there's so many types of people, so many condos. We have new partnerships, new programs. This is just a small step, so this is the beginning of more to come.
Well, for me, I believe that maybe for a while that community, the feeling probably went away. But I think with the newer building, you're getting all the community again back into the same space. So that feeling is going to come back soon, and it's going to come back much stronger with this newer building because then people are not only they're moving to a new building, they're mentally and socially they're more happy, right? That's what makes people come together and brings the community together as like a happy family, right? Before we didn't have that mental. We were going through all this stress of like the revitalization and everything. Now it's all done. Now people could relax and enjoy the social new changes.
So this building in particular is going to be a mixed use, right? So there'll be people here who have bought or are renting at market value, and then there are people here in community housing. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I know that most of the people that were living is going to come back here is the old Regent Park resident, and then also the Regent Park resident that are living right now. Maybe there will be some newer people as well. So it's a good thing, like, cause you don't want like just everybody newer in here, like everybody that you know in that building. You want to meet some new people as well, right? It gives you opportunity to meet new people, meet new neighbors, and make more friends.
hear new stories, new experiences. We're just getting a chance to learn more about each other, and that's what builds community. So we're excited for everyone to join us. Old, new, we're all family.
So just to get it straight, you were both involved in different parts of the planning up until now, yes? With the
I'm with, yes, I've been working with TCHC revitalization for the last 3 years. So I've been involved in many of the community events and seen the inside story, like how it works, like in what they're doing to make this community a better place. So yeah, I've been involved in that.
Like what sorts of things in particular were you involved in?
So like, there's more engagement with the community that like, I didn't see that before. They were doing that a lot, like recently, like talking to people, what they want to do, how they want to see the community change. It's not just people who are making the decision there, who coming up with idea. They're asking the resident who actually is going to live there and be impacted by them. The decision, they're asking their opinion as well. So that's something we haven't seen that in the past, but this is something that they're trying to incorporate more and more into the planning of the revitalization. Yeah.
So one last thing. In the phases 4 and 5, they're going to be, the building partner is going to be Tridel. Have you any thoughts about being involved in those projects?
Yes, of course, because Regent Park is not just like the older phase 1 and 3. Regent Park is phase 1 and 5, 1 through 5. Right? So everything happening in phase 4 and 5 is also happening to us. So just because we got the new building doesn't mean, we end with the whatever is left over, but because that's the part of our community too. So we want to be involved in that as much as possible and know about it as much as possible, because we don't want to lose that history, because once everything is built and 10 years, 20 years from now, if you are not involved in the community, you don't know what's happening in the community. So more you're involved in the community, more you could pass that knowledge to your next generation, and that the story of Regent Park will live on to us.
Daniel started it, and then Tridel is going to end it. Even both of them are our contractor. They has helped us, and Julie said, we are not 1, 2, 3, we are 1 to 5. So all aspects of us is important. So we're excited for Tridel to join. I know Tridel also has brought like 26.8 million for the community, so we're waiting to see what that happens. So we're excited to see.
Well done.
Hi, my name is Jessica Hawes. I'm the Acting Chief Development Officer for Toronto Community Housing. I'm really excited today to be at the sneak peek preview for 175 Oak Street, which will be TCHC's newest rental building to be opening up early next year. So really excited to be here today. This is really a fantastic opportunity to be able to share some of the lessons learned in this building that would build on all the incredible architecture that's been built in the community over the years, and really looking to create a wonderful center for tenants as they move back, and a new kind of centerpiece within the community that really builds on all of the amazing things that already exist in Regent Park. So things like accessibility, environmental sustainability, and ensuring that we have a community that is really framed around these amazing amenity spaces, both inside and outside, for tenants as they return. So we're really excited to welcome tenants back into the building. We're also really excited to introduce 24 new affordable rental units within the building as well.
That process of collaborating with residents, how did that take place? Like, how involved were residents in that?
So part of the engagement on our buildings is really as we design over the years, we feed back. So as the last buildings that tenants move into, it's really important that we get their feedback and their thoughts on that building, and then each building gets better and more refined and more responsive to tenants' wishes and needs as the buildings come forward. So it is, this building is the best building, and then the next building will be the next best building. So we're really excited to be able to open this one up. Tenants' experiences, and as we hear as people move back into this building, again, we're going to collect that information and take it forward. So it really is a culminating sort of piece that looks at access to amenities within the building. It looks at having accessible units within the building, and also sustainable features within the building as well.
Okay.
My name is William Mendez. I'm the Director of Program Delivery within the Development Division at Toronto Community Housing. So 175 Oak Street is a beautifully designed building, and what makes it a very wonderful place to live is that feedback from tenants that have lived in Regent Park for decades has been received by staff and staff and tenants have worked together to come up with different types of features that make sense for people living in our revitalized buildings. Amenity spaces like the ones that we're in today have very unique features that have been advocated for by TCHC tenants, such as space for studying, community kitchens, access to outdoor rooftop patios with community gardens and play spaces for kids. People have advocated for our spaces to be welcoming for everyone, not just adults or children or youth, but spaces that can be accessed by everyone, and that is one example of how tenant feedback has informed designs. Also, tenants have advocated for accessibility features within our buildings, and within 175 Oak, you will see multiple accessibility features embedded throughout the building. There's also modified units that are highly accessible that go above the build above standards and meet the needs of our tenants as well. So that's a few examples of how tenant feedback has supported the designs of buildings, and there's many more.
And now, in relation to the social programs, what social programs or partnerships are in place to support residents of 175 Oak Street, particularly those returning to the community?
So, a lot of the people that are moving into 175 Oak Street are actually from phases 4 and 5. So it's a very incredible opportunity that people get to still keep their same neighbors, but in a brand new home, in a brand new building. For those who are returning that may have moved off-site away from Regent Park or in the adjacent area of the downtown east and are returning, they're very excited. I got to meet a few of those tenants that have moved off-site that are coming back to Regent Park, but they've always maintained a connection with Regent Park because they love Regent Park. It's still their home, and they're very excited to come back to Regent. As part of people coming into the 175 Oak building, we will be having welcome packages for our tenants, so that way they have a good understanding of the different building features as well as the different opportunities available in Regent Park, regardless if you're just moving from down the street within Regent Park or back into Regent Park if you've moved outside. And then we'll also be having some building meetings so that way tenants can meet with the staff of TCHC, local community partners, and other resident leaders, and most importantly, ensure that they get to know one another in a social way, so that way they can start rebuilding and strengthening their sense of community.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms, and if you need more information, go to our website.